those shooting stars?
What is it?
What are those?
Look up, everybody! Look up! Look up!
Yo, what's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's good. Now let's see what kind of topics can entertain us today. Let's go.
You guys need to understand what a major violation of privacy Apple just did on our updates last night. Literally, I didn't know about it until I started looking. I was like, what is that new icon? Oh my God. Apple Intelligence. Go to your settings, go ahead and go to your apps, and then from your apps, you are going to have to unselect every freaking app from this, because with this update, you granted Apple permission to install AI tracking software on your phone. That means everything is now being tracked by AI. Do you guys understand what a violation of privacy this is? That means every phone call, every message, all of those photos you took with your before and, weight loss kind of things, you know what I mean? Private photos, everything, every conversation, AI just consumed it. Data mining, and yet TikTok's the problem, right?
So check this out. P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot, they put a sticker on like the tires.
I seen that.
It marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Watch this clip.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out. So 3 of the guys died of a heart attack.
Yeah, and now comes the reckoning.
I've been gone a week, and there's a lot of news you guys missed. Kamala Harris is considering running for president again in 2028. China discovered a massive new gold reserve estimated to contain over 1,000 tons of gold and worth over $82 billion. The oldest man on the planet died. A petition calling for a new general election in the UK got over 2 million signatures in under 4 days. And keep in mind, any petition that gets over 100,000 signatures is to be debated in Parliament. Israel and Lebanon are reportedly on the verge of agreeing to a ceasefire. I entirely missed the freaking chill guy meme. The Taliban were invited to the UN climate conference for the first time in history. Man City are on their worst losing streak in almost 20 years. Oh, and another wild twist, the Uzbekistan guy sent a video to police saying that he was alive and well, but not coming home anytime soon.
Young people cannot be trusted to form their own opinion. This business about open-mindedness is nonsense. It's a waste of time trying to teach students to think for themselves. It's our job to tell them.
And when teachers put such training into practice, despotism stands a good chance. These children are being taught to accept uncritically whatever they're told. Questions are not encouraged.
How can you ask such a question? Have you got a textbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it say here that our law courts are always just?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how dare you question the fact? Sit down.
And so we aren't surprised when...
But it must be true. I saw it in this book right here.
And if books and newspapers and the radio are efficiently controlled, the people will read and accept exactly what the few in control want them to. Government censorship is one form of control. A newspaper which breaks a government censorship rule can be suspended. It is also possible for newspapers and other forms of communication to be controlled by private interests.
I thought I told you to kill that story. It'll cost us a lot of advertising.
If that story goes out, I quit.
All right.
If the school system doesn't change their ways, you should not be sending them there. You should be homeschooling. Because you do not want your kids growing up thinking like this. That is just crazy.
We should talk about that thing with Princess Kate.
Yeah. So, have you seen Rosemary's Baby?
I have seen that movie.
Basically, there's a chick, she gets pregnant, they switch her doctor. The doctor ends up being someone who's grooming her. He's part of a satanic cult, and he takes her child, says it's been stillborn, but is actually taking the child and is now using it as part of this satanic ritual cult. So, that is the boiled down thesis of the film. When Princess Kate presented her child to the world, she wore the exact same dress
as the mother. Like the exact same dress.
The exact same
What
dress.
Are we
Should I say it too?
The exact same dress! It's weird though, man.
weird.
She still hasn't popped up.
No.
Yeah, I mean, she has cancer, though, we think, right?
I don't know which one I prefer, that she's telling the truth or that this is true. There's like, there's a cult baby running around.
I don't want a cult baby.
Scary facts you didn't know. There are at least 10 recorded cases of someone dying from laughter. At some point in time, a stranger has thought of killing you. Selfies are responsible for more deaths every year than sharks. There's a shack called the Devil's Toy Box in Louisiana, and people who go in there supposedly lose their minds. When a person dies, they have 7 minutes of brain activity left in which they see a dreamlike sequence of their memories. Most serial killers are born in November.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. And there's some of the richest, most powerful people in this business. And children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
And you believe that children are being abused by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Who you said, by the way, did not abuse
Who
you.
Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate. One of those child actors that went to the teenage soda pop clubs with me when I was a kid know who those people are and the people who ran it. Anybody can go back through history and look at the teen magazines and say, what was the name of that venue they were all promoting and who ran that venue?
When I first heard this story about Michael Jackson, I did not believe it, and I still don't. These people, they will go to any lengths to get what they want.
Family, let's make a good comparison. Look at this map. The inside of it looks exactly the same as what NASA has shown us. You see, America is over here, Africa is over here, Europe is over here, Russia is over here, Greenland over here, and over here the North Pole. And look, family, again, America, Africa, Europe, Russia, North Pole. Now we're comparing it with the one that is showing us the land beyond the ice wall. America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and again, the North Pole. Over here they call it Hyperborea. And look, family, all of them are showing land beyond the ice wall. Look, another one showing more land. And the map even shows that there are animals living on the other continents. Look, griffin. And here you see everything is gone. Where did all the land go, family? Discover more here, link in bio.
You got a 6-lane freeway, no sign of life. And then you enter what is called Twilight Zone, Dead Zone, Dead Sound. They have different words for it. It's all of a sudden as though they're in a vacuum. There are no noises anywhere, as though they're suddenly, just like Twilight Zone would be a very good name for it. They are suddenly out of reality. And she drove on until she reached the road to go to her house. And as she went up the road, she saw this huge light over a grove of trees. And she was watching that. And she got up in the middle of the road. Here again, there's no noises, no night noises, no lights in any of the houses. She gets up a little further, and in the middle of the road, she saw the first sign of life, if you want to call it that. It was an ordinary house cat sitting in the middle of the road on its haunches with its feet in the air, frozen in that position. as it was staring at the light. And you know what was happening there? She was moving faster than the time or place around her, like everything was frozen in another dimension. And two dimensions were sliding past each other at that time. She wouldn't have known it if she hadn't have seen the cat. The light went out like an eye closing, and she got home. It only took her 15 minutes to go home, which would normally have taken over an hour. And she went in and woke up her husband and said, remember what time I came in?
This one time when I was going to the train, I had this girl walking in front of me. As soon as we got to the platform, one guy came to my view from the right, and both of them synchronized, like walking beside each other. But he did not notice her, and she didn't seem to notice him either, because both of them were looking down at their phones, like most do, which is sad. The weird part is that both of them had the same kind of clothes, same hair color. They were like the opposites of each other, same height and everything. It was bizarre. I know couples like to dress the same, but I don't think they knew each other, because one of them just kept going and the other one took another course. I was actually looking at two different realities at the same time. And now you know why I chose this name for the channel. I'm sorry for a longer rant, but I thought that was relevant to this video. What do you think? Put it in the comments.
This is everything that's happened with the LA fires over the weekend. California's governor said to NBC that this could be the worst natural disaster in US history. The death toll has reached 24, and the total area burned by the fires is now bigger than the size of Paris. Roughly 75% of the Pacific Palisades has now been destroyed, and is now threatening nearby Brentwood and Encino, where many famous people own houses like Kamala Harris, LeBron James, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and many more. The FBI has now launched an investigation to find the drone operator that collided with and grounded Canada's Super Scooper aircraft, which was fighting the LA fires. Elon has apologized to everyone expecting Cybertruck deliveries over the next few days, because now he is using them as mobile base stations to provide Starlink internet to those areas of LA without connectivity. Multiple people around the city have been filmed allegedly starting fires. 29 people have been arrested for looting homes, including one who had disguised himself as a firefighter to rob houses. This is one of the best visuals to give you a perspective on the fire's location and its mind-blowing size. There's also a fantastic animation created by CBS News that gives you an idea at the speed at which it grew. This video was posted showing a man coming back to his home to find that his dog, named Oreo, was still alive. Also, former child star Rory Skies, who was blind and had cerebral palsy, tragically passed away in the LA fires at only 32 years old. Reports say that he told his mother to leave him as she couldn't lift or move him due to a broken arm. And unfortunately, it's not over yet. Forecasts show that the wind speeds are picking back up into the double digits and will continue to increase through to Wednesday.
Question: why wasn't that sign bolted to the ground? That almost crushed that guy.
You ever been down the Paramount rabbit hole? Yeah, watch these 22 stars go and hover over the waters and then congregate over the Paramount. Para means what? Means breath. Breath means what? Well, breath means spirit, and it hovered over the waters in Genesis. So we have, count them, 22 stars, Paramount, paranormal mountain. What could be the paranormal mountain? Well, I'll tell you what, it's Mount Hermon. What's crazy is, in the book of Enoch, 200 angels fell on Mount Hermon and congregated, and there was 22 leaders that were named. Enoch chapter 6, and you can pause and read, but 200 angels, 22 of those were named, and these are all the angels that fell down and congregated at Mount Hermon to talk about how they were going to basically take over the world with unrighteousness. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll give you the opportunity to pause and read all of this, because in Enoch chapter 6 through 10, there's some interesting things that I personally feel like speak to what's going on right now. And when it comes to stars, Revelation 9 talks about a star fell from heaven and he was given the key to the bottomless pit. And Revelation 9:11 talks about Apollyon. Mount Hermon means the mountain of the chief. What chief? Could it be that chief star that looked like lightning falling from heaven? Hey, Yeshua saw it. It's so funny that stars, falling stars, are referred to as angels and angels referred to as stars. And you got this paramount with 22 of these named stars, and the name Hermann meaning devoted to destruction. And in German, it means soldier. So this is the mountain of the chief, where 22 soldiers met to talk about destruction. And it's so weird that celebrities are called stars. And there's the Hollywood Walk of Fame with all of these stars that are named. I'm wondering if these fallen angels have inhabited bodies and taken over to bring more destruction to the earth. Because it seems that Hollywood and the music industry, they all promote unrighteousness and ungodliness, and it's like they're trying to spread it across the world. And if this paramount is paying homage to this situation that happened in the book of Enoch, well, then that would have to mean that they know exactly what they are doing, and they're doing it on purpose. This is just the tip of the iceberg, because every 22 of these leader angels that are named, their names have meanings. They lead the 200 fallen angels that bring unrighteousness to the world. All the evil, the freaking magic, and all this crazy stuff that's going on. Superb owl, rituals, and all this creepy Masonic ritual. Oh, did you know that Mount Hermon is actually on the 33-degree north longitude? 33. Oh, and 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer, and 1/3 out of 100% just so happens to be 33.33%. This is just to get you started. Start going down this rabbit hole. Find out for yourself. Look, they know what they're doing. They're paying homage to these fallen angels because, hey, they might just be the fallen angels. So next time you see a falling star, don't wish upon it.
So, the rabbit hole deepens. Who's up to go deeper?
So, I'm sure we all seen this reflection on our phones or cameras when we face it at the sun. Alright? So, this video was 5 years ago my buddy, did when he launched a weather balloon up in the stratosphere. This weekend I went to go visit him because he was going to do it again, he said, so he told me to come through. So I came through. And look what we got when we got back the camera. Look at the sun. Remember the sun, right? That last clip, how it looked? Look at it now. Check this bad boy out. What are those? All around that sun, right? I want to show you guys the reflection because you guys are probably going to be like, oh, it's a reflection from the lens. Yeah, shut up. But check this out. Hear me out. All right, I think it's coming up. Where did I mark it where I can see it? Damn. Oh, and it's in slow motion because the weather balloon was going crazy spinning. It was mad windy. So right here, this is the reflection. All right, that's the reflection. Right here, it looks like it's attached, literally attached to the sun. Like, talk about blocking the sun. That shit looks legit like it's blocking the sun. Am I right or wrong? Like, they upgraded their fucking sun simulator. Because I remember seeing that shit on my other reflection. But look at this pattern, right? Looks like that tube thing. Oh shit, the next clip, y'all gonna trip out. So check this out. I'm pretty sure once you guys see this, you guys will be convinced that it's a sun simulator. So, look at that little thing I circled, right? Kind of looks like a satellite. Now check this. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that pattern from NASA, right? And look at that, what I circled. What the fuck? That's the same exact thing. That is the sun simulator. They either upgraded it on April 8th and literally, hugging the shit out of that sun. Like, is it good for it? Probably not. How do they do it? I don't know, but I know they did it on April 8th. That's the only way I could fucking think how they did that without us noticing, right? They had to do it on April 8th. That's the whole fucking commotion going on. God damn, dude, that's fucking legit. I think me and my friend really got a video of this sun simulator. I mean, even the sun looks different. It's not even like what it was 5 years ago. That is nuts. What do you guys think? Do you think we caught the real sun simulator and you think it's attached to the sun? Because that looks fucking dangerous. I hope that shit doesn't blow up. I don't know how they did that. Fucking, that pisses me off. Anyways, leave a comment down below.
Have you noticed something odd lately? Is sunlight too bright? Our sky may be holding some secret. Are you ready to dive into this discovery? From claims of two suns to artificial sun. What's going on with our sun and of course sun being a local inside our sphere, not millions miles away. So what are we looking at? James Webb Telescope is supposedly orbiting a sun million miles away from Earth. Do you really think the sun is so far away? Some believe that this telescope is responsible for what we are experiencing with visible difference of a sunlight. It is unbearable to look at the sun anymore. People claim their plants are burning and dying. The sunlight seems brighter, emitting white light. Sun simulator or artificial sun is not a mystery. There are a number of companies that have created one from Belgium, Germany, China, and even UK. Their role is to emit much more powerful sun energy that can be used for power on the ground. But isn't that interfering with the nature? Sun Stimulator looks very much similar to the Webb telescope. It also was launched in 2021, and that's when people began to notice differences in our sun. Nevertheless, we hear more and more about so-called solar storms and dangers they hold. Solar storm is when the sun is emitting a huge burst of solar energy, so-called solar flares and CME. These flares hold streams of electrical charges and magnetic fields toward Earth at high speeds, causing geomagnetic storms that can disrupt communication and power grids. In other words, they can cause worldwide blackouts. For instance, northern lights we have seen in Europe last week are just the produce of these solar storms. The question is, are there really solar storms, or is this a term used to conceal side effect of this sun simulator experiment? Because we all can pay a huge price for this. There may not be any health-related impacts, but having cut of power grids, communication, and internet is enough to ruin your day. Also, it would be a good idea to unplug any devices when not in use and back up any data required in case of power surge. Having emergency power supply is also a good idea. Following footage has been debunked, claimed to be fake, but when it was released a few years ago, it was believed to be a launch of artificial sun in China. China does have artificial sun, which is allegedly used on the ground and in development. Now in Korea, artificial sun reactor has reached a few weeks ago record temperature of 100 million Celsius, 7 times hotter than a sun. They claim this is all to produce clean energy. They'd have to learn how to control such plasma of unbelievable heat. The test took only 100 seconds. Now how would they keep it running for longer and under control is their next step. Officials hope to begin large-scale commercial production of fusion energy by 2050. So is Europe heading the same way to compete in a race for energy that they need when they realize solar-powered energy is not practical enough and accessible for everyone? There's something going on in the sky, and we do not hold that knowledge what. Similarly, we have no control on what's to come. All the signs on the sky are aligning with the warning they are giving us. What do you think this is? I'm not saying that there's anything to happen, and I hope it never will. You may have been suffering from headaches and feel low energy despite sun shining brighter than ever. And these northern lights in Europe almost as it shifted and extended further with this electromagnetic field. Does it expand? What do you think? Have you noticed any changes with the sun lately? Let me know in the comments below.
Today, I'm going to show you that this right here is not a planet trailing the artificial, or being blocked by the artificial, as most people think is happening in these clips. Most people showing this clip are assuming this artificial sun is being seen from space, and that's why they think they are either covering up a planet, or a planet is simply following the artificial sun. I will explain this in another video, but what you're seeing is the artificial starting up and getting pulled up towards our upper atmosphere. Right behind it, and pay close attention because it's very faint and easy to miss, is another element rising with the artificial. Did you see it? Let's take a closer look. There it is. Let's continue watching a few more clips. Now right here. It looks like sun flares, but it's not. Just pay close attention. Now this is where it starts getting interesting. It looks like a holographic image is being seen go right behind the artificial sun. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see those same patterns forming just like the ones seen on the FAA clips. Right here, you can slightly start to see the patterns. Let's get right into business. I put together a side-by-side with a drawing in one of NASA's Sun Simulator patent, next to a FAA image of what people call Nebru. I don't know about you, but those patterns do look identical to the drawings. Here's a video showing a close-up of the object trailing the artificial. In all the Nebru video claims, not one of them has mentioned another object being seen inside. See that? That right there is the holographic image of the artificial sun inside a lens array housing casing. In this clip, you will see a bright light, a black dot in the middle. Right behind it is the lens array housing, and finally the holographic image of the xenon arc lamp. Just like in this clip, you see exactly the same thing, but in a different angle. Let's start the fun. I will read it word for word, as they describe it in the patents. This light source system for a test chamber starts with multiple light sources arranged in an array outside the chamber. Reflectors direct light from these sources towards a converging reflector, which gathers and focuses the light into the chamber. A divergent reflector adjacent to the array receives and collimates this light, directing it into the chamber. Inside, a close-packed array of curved reflectors creates multiple virtual light sources, and a lens in the chamber wall images these surfaces. Finally, a second converging reflector inside the chamber focuses the light onto the test area, ensuring even and precise illumination for testing purposes. With that being said, what you see here that others claim and show to be a planet moving closer to Earth is not what's happening. You're just seeing the lens array housing, surrounded by light components to help illuminate the artificial sun. Hopefully, this video helped explain that what was being shown as a made-up planet entering our atmosphere is really not what you're seeing. The sun and moon don't rise from space, so it's impossible to see another planet entering our atmosphere when the artificial sun is being risen from Earth. Share this with those who want to know what it really is. I'm against misleading information. We already have a base doing that. We don't need the entire world doing the same thing. Do more research before you go live.
Now you see that they actually do have the ability to put something up there. I'm not saying that this one is the one that we have there right now, because the one that we have there right now has octagon shapes in it, like mirrors and stuff. You will see this in the videos I show you.
Each one is the size of a virus. They're everywhere. They're in the air, on buildings. We're breathing them in right now.
Can't say for sure what all the reasons is for the chemtrails that they put up in the skies, but I bet you that one of them is to block out the radiation that fake sun is sending our way, because that thing can actually boil your skin. Even the sunflowers, whatever is up there, they don't even want to look at it. But that's just what I think, and what do I know? Put it down in the comments and tell me what you think.
Keep going, Zoe.
That is crazy. One man's fail is another man's joy. Alright folks, that's all for today. You all know the drill. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!